Been so nice house sitting for Judy the last couple of weeks. She's out visiting some of her kids, so we're taking care of the house and Mozart, and I've actually been really getting a kick out of watering all of her plants, because on a boat you don't normally have nice green plants, and her flowers in her yard are just amazing, and we've been getting more zucchini than we can possibly eat. And the peas are going off, and slowly we're getting more and more tomatoes.
And what do salty hobos do when they have a temporary land address? Get a bunch of mail. What you doing?
Playing with the new toy.
The dinghy is more than just a toy. It's a cruiser's car. Your ship-to-shore transportation to get groceries or explore on land, to check into a new country, or go dive a spot for fresh food. For us, right now, it's a tool. With the Westerbeestie still in progress, we need something else to power us to the marina for our haul out. We weren't done getting packages. Our next system addition is a marine fridge.
Wow.
Energy efficient and designed to run at a heel, it's perfect for a sailboat.
So I'm in the middle of cleaning this stove, and Garrett sort of got it on trade. He helped this couple switch from their propane, they wanted to go to electric, and so he helped take the old one out and put the new one in, and then they gave us the old one. So it was pretty gnarly. Parts of it I'll still show you how bad it was, but it's quite amazing how quickly stainless steel actually cleans up. I've got a bit of an arsenal. I've got steel wool, various cleaning things, and so far I've got the door done and 2 faces inside the oven. So this is reflecting the top and the back here, but this is the lid. It's all nice and shiny. And I've got the bottom here and this one wall, but this is what it all looked like. Pretty gnarly. We did some work today. Garrett cut out the sort of rough square where our stove is gonna go, the real stove, not our silly Coleman camping stove. but he cut that out, and then I painted under where the battery box is gonna go, and some more things back there. But more importantly, we gotta take the new dinghy out.
Oh, Little Ripper, I like it.
Little Ripper. Alright. First time putting the new dinghy in the water, and we didn't have anything better, but we're going to christen her with the Sierra Nevada. Thank you, Sierra Nevada. Session IPA. And we christen the Little Ripper.
The Little Ripper.
Yeah! Yeah! Oh, so satisfying. That's sexy. Well, I know what you think about me, but what do you think?
Reid brought his outboard over so we could take the Little Ripper out as soon as possible.
Ooh.
Or soon-ish.
She's feeling good. She's starting to, she's purring.
Gary, you're making this weird. Stop.
Oh, she's telling you what she likes.
Woo, what are you doing?
Oh, that's why. What did you do? It was on like full throttle. Because this is killing.
Nice.
It took some time, alright, alright. She's purring. She's purring.
Alrighty. First trip on the Little Ripper. She's floating so far.
He looks so dorky.
I do, I really do.
Oh, the wind feels so nice. Maybe.
It's just a skiff, but to just hot work day or something, just be able to hop on board, just like go out to the river. I'm really excited. Nice solid ground.
Mud socks, just like when they were 5. We all needed to feel that childlike bliss.
Alright, check the depth. Go on.
Oh, it's so cold! I can't feel it.
Alright, how about if we go closer?
Open my mouth.
Bad idea. How about now? Feel bottom?
Nope. We can jump.
All right.
We can do it.
All right, all right. You two, three. Oh, it's good.
Oh, there's a warm patch here, Reid. Well,
Oh, it just floated this way. I just felt it. Oh no.
really good.
Yeah, that feels good.
You're welcome.
That was awesome.
Reid, you want a beer?
Sure.
Alright, so what are you fixing to do?
I'm just measuring exactly where the gimbal is on the stove, so that I can go down and I'm gonna mount these just temporarily so we can bring this down, we can hang it and just make sure everything swings right and there's enough room, because I only have the 3 sides, both sides and the bottom built into the boat right now. I left the back open because I want to do a temporary mount, swing it, take, you know, just look at everything, make sure it's got plenty of room, and then I'll build the back face into it. They're a little dirty.
Yeah. So that goes on the wall, and then they just slide in. Soon we'll have a real boat stove.
Wow.
So my task today is going to be some more bright work. It's been insanely sunny and hot, and the bulwarks are ready for their next coat, and the main companionway, I think, gets the most direct sunlight, so I think that's first on my list. And then hopefully I will get to the rub rail and the channels, because they are pretty dirty and in need of some soup. And Garrett is working more on the interior, and I'm really excited because he's framing in for our oven. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Ah!
Yeah, the door latch is not all that great.
All the room we need though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As if we'd ever be at a 70-degree heel and cooking, the stove has plenty of room. Garrett then made the next of the templates to frame in the back.
day 2 of doing some bright work, and I just lightly sanded down all of the rub rail and the channels. It took me maybe an hour and a half or something to lightly sand all of it and clean it, and it was pretty dirty. So we've got a 100-gallon water tank. Eventually it's gonna go underneath our forward bunk, but
not right now.
But not right now. Clear here. So there are some new additions inside the boat. Garrett's been in pattern making plywood cutting mode. And the stove is officially where it's going to be. And then it's still gonna get paneled with copper behind there. But all the plywood framing is done and it's on its gimbals. Our sink is in the mail, so that's why this is open. It's gonna be here, but that way we can still work with whatever we need to. Fridge is gonna be going there. And then he got the side walls on both the quarter bunks and behind the companionway there. It's looking more and more like a real boat interior.
Yay!
You happy?
Yeah.
Good. I'm happy.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
It makes such a huge difference just having more of the interior kind of paneled out and roughed in. I'm mostly excited about it because now that the interior's kind of, I mean, everything that's part of the layout is now in the boat, at least its perimeter, so I know where everything is going to be, and now I can start installing systems. I was really excited to get the battery bank in and getting the stove. Still got to put the copper sheeting around the inside of that, but then I can start running propane lines and get the fridge in and get that hooked up. Yeah, it's
pretty exciting stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we've been getting a bunch of stuff in the mail, so yeah. Things are trickling in. We got a water pump, pressure water pump.
Yep.
We got foot pumps.
Yeah, I really enjoy like kind of finding a home for all the pieces. And it kind of feels impossible when there's no interior in the boat, because every time you think about putting something somewhere, then you think of a reason why it shouldn't go there, because you don't know like where the cabinets or the settee or the dinette or blah blah blah, you don't know where it's gonna go. But now that that's kind of established, I'm excited to start like locating the pumps and running electrical and running lines, and I totally nerd out on that stuff.
So far the interior, like roughing it in, hasn't been the easiest part, which is kind of crazy. Like putting in all the big pieces, wrapping the planking around the boat, building the keel pieces, getting the engine in the boat, all of those things were just kind of like, I don't know, you go through the motions and you just get it done. And then the interior is planning and designing, and it's a totally different beast. And when you're working inside a boat that has a very different hull shape, and it's just a blank canvas, all this open space, and you got to figure out how you want to use it and make sure that you're not creating any dead space, and
Yeah.
it was going to be functional for living, but also storage and gear, and it's a lot.
Yeah, it's because when you're building the hull, I mean, you're looking at the plans and the table of offsets and everything, and it tells you what to do. You know, there's no real, I mean, you still have to figure out how to spile the planks and everything, but like you know where your shear line is, you know where your tine is, you know where all that stuff, like
Everything's
it's
already
set.
determined.
So you just go about doing it. And the interior for me has been way more challenging than building the hull because it's a complete blank canvas. And since we modified the deck and the cabin, I also can't use the interior design that is in the plans. There's all the options in the world, but have to make the decision on one that that utilizes the space. And like why I've gone through so many different designs and mocked up so many different interiors and built things and torn apart, rebuilt them, is because like I've owned 8 ocean capable boats. We've owned 7 of them together, but we've never owned a hard chine hull. And the body of the boat is just so different that, you know, you can't really utilize space in the same way that you can with a round bottom boat. So it's been a kind of a learning curve.
Yeah, finally it's starting to get more exciting as those pieces are now coming in that are final pieces, and you know, all the plywood is in, and then eventually we'll get to panel it all out in beautiful wood, but the plywood full sheets getting cut down into their respected places is, you know, step 1 to confirming the decision on the interior layout. Like, it's in.
Yeah.
It's in.
And just having things paneled out in rough plywood, it already feels so much more like a real interior.
Yeah.
Next install is the fridge, and it was a little more complicated than necessary because it's a side loader, and because of the engine box, we had to inset the fridge slightly so the door could fully swing open.
But I think it's still got a little corner there.
That's the first bit. And then I'll take more of this trim and I'll come and fasten it in like that from behind, and then that way I can take the panel that I cut out, this one, which I'll cut the insert for the fridge, and that panel will sit right in and screw into this, so that'll be inset 1.5 inches in from this wall, and then the fridge will go into that piece.
And you're doing it slightly inset because we want to open the door all the way.
There wasn't enough clearance for the door opening here, and it was just barely, it was like, I don't know, 1/2 inch.
So close.
I need to shave a little bit more right there. I'm on my rail.
Ouch.
So we're right there.
Is it resting on the gate?
Yeah, well, there's no weight on it because the weight's on here, but yeah, it's touching right there, and it still needs to come back a little bit, but I can take a little bite out of that gusset.
A little more modification and building the backing and platform, we were pros at fitting large objects in tight spaces.
Look at that. Nice.
We have a fridge.
What is this? Is it our sink? Yes. Sink time?
Sink time.
Sink
I
time.
gotta get my jigsaw.
Look at that, another hole. Wow, look at that.
That's what I'm
Real
talking about.
sink. Real big sink.
Yes. Yes. Alright, so I made a big mess again, but clean that up later, don't worry about it. So, got our sink in. I think one thing that we've both agreed on with all the boats that we've had is the sinks are always tiny and just like inconvenient, and we love to cook. Like we cook a lot, so we have a lot of dishes to do, and the sink seems to be so multi-purpose. So with this boat, since we have the space, we decided to just go like big.
All out.
You know, all out. And we've found also that we really like just one big sink rather than like the split, divided sinks. And so Ruth found these awesome sinks online that have their workstation sinks. So they've got these lips in them. So it's got, honestly, the cutting board that came with it is kind of lame and small.
And it doesn't quite fit.
Really fit very well. So I'll probably end up making another cutting board for it. So since we installed the stove right here, the sink right here, you know, the thought is, you know, we can be chopping up food, you just throw the butts of the veggies and stuff in a little strainer, chopping up. It's just a multi-purpose kind of like workstation area for cooking, and I think it's badass.
This is like a dream come true. A massive sink. I'm so happy. So we've actually had a pretty productive day so far. And I forgot to film it, but that's okay because it's not very interesting. It's just really exciting for us. So first step was uploading the new video. Next step was registering the dinghy. So we finally got our new stickers for the dinghy. So we are legally allowed to now motor about. And then we set our haul out date at the marina. Again, we're pulling the boat back out of the water. But it's really exciting.
There, good enough. Go on.
You were doing so good.
Cares.
He decided you care. Boom. Official.
Now the dinghy was official, but we still had Reid's outboard, and it was time to get our very own. Thanks to a follower, we went to pick up our brand new Yamaha. But it wasn't ready yet, so a week later...
Garrett just got back with our brand new outboard, so I'm about to go help him cart it down because I think it's like 87 or 94, I can't remember the exact number, but it's heavy. Just want to take the quick moment to thank one person who really helped us out in getting our very first ever brand new outboard. It's a 9.9 Yamaha, and it's what's gonna help us push the boat to the boatyard because we still haven't hooked up our engine, and it's gonna help us a lot with sanity while we're in the boatyard, that we can just zip out with the dinghy for a little bit, get some speed, some wind, some salt water, and take a little break. So let's go check it out. Should be super sweet, really excited. Here's the beast.
After an aggravating experience with the company and 2 hours of traffic to get it home, we weren't going to let it distract us from the moment of getting it on the dinghy.
Alright, success. We didn't drop it more.
That's a good day.
The outboard is the final edition. We're now ready for what's next. We transit down river and tie Redaviva up to the guest dock to haul the boat out and knock out the last of the big projects.
Make sure to tell the ladies, all the ladies that watch the channel, I'm single now.
I will.
Mr. For Realsies is single.
For realsies is single.
For realsies, dude. For realsies.
Ladies, I just want to let you know, because this could be a once in a lifetime opportunity. Mr. For Realsies is single. So
I wonder why.
write in the comments below.
You totally have the alfalfa going on.
Good, good. Talking to all the ladies. Hey, what's up, girls? Remember, Mr.
For Realsies.
Mr. For Realsies is a single man now.
Still single.